Hello everyone. Hi students. Welcome back to Social Education channel. In the part 1 we discussed about the ideas of development class 10th chapter 2. So we have discussed about development promises, different people, different goals, and how are the people thinking about how to develop their country and individually. And we have discussed about the uh, regions where either countries in the country or other countries, how the people are developing and the developing strategies, how the people are supporting the government and how the government is supporting the people. Yesterday in the part 1 we have discussed, and the goals, income and other goals of the individual person, what would be the income of the person and how he want to develop his goals. And we have discussed about the how to compare different countries and states. We have compared the different countries and states with the income, with the lower income and higher income. The higher income means the developed country, and the lower income indicates the underdeveloped country. So these all we have discussed in the part 1 video, and in this part 2 video we are going to see about the remaining part of the chapter. Today we are going to discuss about the Indian states, that is Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and Bihar. So how would be the differences between, and the circumstances are going to be placed in the Bihar, Himachal Pradesh and Haryana. So what was the development in these three states? So let us go with income and other criteria. Here you can see the table, the states and per capita NSDP at current prices. About the 2011 to 12 series, this is the survey about 2011 to 12. So the NSDP refers to per capita net state domestic product at current prices, 2011 to 12. Okay. In the part 1 we have looked at individual aspirations and goals of individual persons, and we found that people not only think about the good salary and wages, but also they want to reach the goals like respect from others, equal treatment, freedom, etc. Basically women also they want freedom, like independent freedom. They are, their goal is to get independent freedom about schooling or education, family and working. So all these are the goals for women. So similarly, when we think about a nation or a region, we may think other equally important attributes besides average income. So we are going to see what are the attributes beside the, when we aside the average income, despite the average income, what would be the attributes for our different states that would be take to the development. Here when we see the table, there are three states with different type of incomes for every year, like 2012 to 2011 to 12, there are different incomes, per capita incomes. So for Haryana is about 1,80,174, Himachal Pradesh is 1,49,028, Bihar is 34,409. After seeing this table, what would you understand about this table? As we discussed in the part 1, we discussed that according to the per capita income of the state, we are going to examine the development of the state. That means which is the highest. Here when we see this, the average, on an average, a person in Haryana earned rupees 2.15 lakhs in 1 year, whereas on an average a person in Bihar would earn only around rupees 0.66 lakhs, that means 66,000. So if the per capita income if the per capita income were to be used as the measure of the development, as we discussed about the per capita income or annual income of the country, that means the Haryana would be in the top. Like Haryana would be considered as the most developed, and Bihar is the least developed state of the among that three states. That means Haryana, each person is earning about rupees 2.15 lakhs per year averagely, and Bihar people are earning average about 0.66 lakhs. So that means 66,000. That means according to the per capita income, the developed state is Haryana, whereas Bihar is the least developed state. And look at another table here, some comparative data of selected states with different attributes. The states are Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and Bihar. IMR per 1000 is in 2016. In the year 2016, IMR means infant mortality rate. Out of 1000 live children born, the number of children who die within 1 year. Out of 1000 children, how many children are living? That is infant mortality rate. And literacy rate, how many people are educated? That is the literacy rate in 2011. And net attendance ratio for secondary stage 2013 to 14. This is the survey done in 2013 to 14 between year. So we can see that net attendance ratio for secondary stage, that means 9th and 10th classes. What is the attendance rate of each state? Haryana, we can see the infant mortality rate is 33 and literacy rate is 77, whereas net attendance ratio for secondary stage is 61. In Himachal Pradesh, infant mortality rate is 25, literacy rate is 84 and secondary stage is 67. Net attendance ratio for secondary stage is 67. Bihar, it is 38. Infant mortality rate is 38, literacy rate is 64 and net attendance ratio for secondary stage is 43. So these three differences we can see. So let us discuss about the infant mortality rate first. So Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and Bihar, among these three, out of 1000, when 1000 children are born, out of 1000 children only 25 children are dying. Only 25 children are dying. That means least children are dying in Himachal Pradesh compared to Haryana and Bihar. And in Haryana, 33 children are not living and Bihar 38. And coming to literacy rate, we can see Himachal Pradesh is good in literacy. Like the literacy rate of Himachal Pradesh is 84%, and compared to Haryana and Bihar, Bihar is least in literacy rate too, that is 64%. And net attendance ratio for secondary stage is that too. Himachal Pradesh is having more net attendance ratio for students, that is 67 compared to other two. The infant mortality rate is the number of children who die within 1 year. So the number of children out of 1000, if 1000 children are born, the number of children are dying is called as infant mortality rate. So when we see Himachal Pradesh, that is 25 children are dying in 1 year. In Haryana, the number of children dying within 1 year of birth is 33. In Bihar, the number is 38. Coming to literacy rate is measured by the percentage literate population in the 7 and above age group. From above 7 years of age, this literacy rate is going to be calculated. And net attendance ratio of secondary stage, this is calculated for 9th and 10th class students. And the next one is public facilities. Here we discussed about the average person income in Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and Bihar. So this paragraph is explaining that with money we can buy the goods and services, but not health. Health we cannot buy. For example, Normally, your money cannot buy you a pollution free environment or ensure that you get anal- unadulterated medicine unless you can afford to shift to a community that already has all these things. When you shifted to a community where do you find all these facilities like medicine, hospital, and pollution free environment and all this. Money may also not be able to protect you from other infections like diseases unless the whole of your community takes preventive steps. Though if you are changing from rural areas to urban areas to protect yourself from all these infections and diseases, if the community is not taking the preventive steps, what is the use of shifting? There is nothing the use of shifting your place from one place to other place if you are not taking the preventive steps or precautions. Before taking it is better to take the precaution to be get suffered after some time. And one more example is, what if no one other than you in your village or locality is interested in studying? Would you be able to study? Not unless your parents could afford to send you to some private school elsewhere. So you are actually able to study because many other children also want to study, and because many people believe that the government should open schools and provide other facilities so that all children have a chance to study. Even now in many areas, children, particularly girls, are not able to achieve secondary level schooling because government society has not provided the required facilities. That means if your parents are not ready to send to the school, we are not we cannot go to the school unless our parents take the step to go to send us to the school. So if everything is available in the place, in the local place, whatever the government have, if the government is providing the best school education, why the parents cannot send? The parents are ready to send the students if the government is providing full-fledged education to the people, to the students. But here in some states, even the girls are not achieving the secondary level of schooling because the government and society has not provided the required facilities. Though there is lack of facilities for the girls and also boys, from some students they walk around 3 to 4 kilometers, 5 kilometers to go to school. So all these should be eradicated, and the government should provide good facilities of education and hospitals to the people. The public service should be done in a very good manner. If there is lack of these facilities, the parents are not interested to send the children to the schools for good education. Unless your parents could afford to send you to some private schools elsewhere, there is no chance to some students to go and complete their education. And in some areas, so because for that reason the government should provide full-fledged education in the rural areas or wherever the areas there is no proper education facilities. And in some states have lower infant mortality rate because they have advocate provision of basic health care and educational facilities. Why the infant mortality rate is low? Because they are having the facilities like health care and educational facilities. Because of that, they can reduce the infant mortality rate. They can provide the pregnant ladies some basic needs. Because of that, the children are born with good health. So because if the government is providing the good education and health care to the public will be in safe hands. And other thing is public distribution system. If the public distribution system is functioning well, the public distribution system is ration shop, and what subsidies whatever the government is providing to the people. If it is does not function properly in some areas, the people there are able to get it rectified, and health and nutritional status of people of such states is certainly likely to be better. If this public distribution system is functioning well in all the states in India, take the example of India. If it is functioning well in all the states, why would the people will get suffered? At least they will get something subsidies, and regarding the health and food they will get at least something to survive their lives. Without providing anything, the people cannot get survive, and this will not be better for the people who are living in the rural areas mostly. Coming to human development report, as of now we have discussed about the human development. What would be the how would be the development of human? We discussed like the person should be developed according to the higher income. We have calculated the person who is earning more income will be more developed, but here this is not correct, and it is bringing the country to lower and lower development strategies. Let's see what is happening. What we need is a smaller number of most important things. If the person individually develops, that is good, but to develop the country, what are the important things and what are the strategies to be implemented? That are health and education indicators. Health and education to overall, the health and education should be implemented throughout the country. When throughout the country these education and health strategies are implemented, then the country will be started to develop. Over the past decade or so, health and education indicators have come to be widely used along with income as a measure of development. But when we compare the Himachal Pradesh and Haryana, those two states are well developed in education and also health. Why? Because the government is providing the facilities of education and health to the people. For instance, Human Development Report published by United Nations Development Program, that is UNDP, compares countries based on the educational attainment of the people, their health status and per capita income. First they have compared the states with the per capita income, and then after so many years they started comparing the countries with educational attainment of the people and also their health status. It would be interesting to look at certain relevant data regarding India and its neighbors from Human Development Report 2018. Some data regarding India and its neighbors for 2018. This data is collected in the year 2018. It is comparing with India with other countries. Let us see. Here we have the countries: Sri Lanka, India, Pakistan, Myanmar, Bangladesh and Nepal. All the countries are in Asia continent, neighbor countries of India. So per capita income, we discussed about the per capita income, that is how the countries are compared with the per capita income, which is the highest per capita income country is known as the developed country, and which has less per capita income country is indicated as the least developed country. So here, according to the US dollars for all countries, so that one can compare. We used to compare all the countries with US dollars. It is also done in a way so that every dollar would buy the same amount of goods and services in any country. It is also compared like with every dollar, whichever the country with the same amount can buy all the goods and services from any country in the world. So this was calculated according to the US dollars. And next, and what is the India's per capita income in 2018 is 6,353. That means for average person The income is 6,353. Sri Lanka is 11,326. Pakistan is 5,311. Myanmar has 5,567. Bangladesh has 3,677. Nepal has 2,471. It is Nepal is very least developed country. And life expectancy at birth, that is 75.5 of Sri Lanka. India has 68.8. Life expectancy at birth denotes the average expected length of life of a person at the time of birth. So they will denote the average expected length of life when the person is born. They are going to expect a average length of life of a person, that is India has 68.8, and the highest one is Sri Lanka, that is 75.5, and the least is Pakistan and Myanmar. And mean years of schooling is the average number of completed years of education of a population. The average number of completed years, how many years a person is able to complete his education, that is mean years of schooling. In India, the mean years of schooling percentage is 6. Sri Lanka is 11, Pakistan is 5, Myanmar is 5, Bangladesh is 6, and Nepal is 5. And what is HDI? Human Development Index. What is HDI? What is the meaning of HDI? HDI is summary measure of average achievement in key dimensions of human development. It is a summary of measurement of average achievement in key dimensions of a human development, that is a long and healthy life, being knowledgeable, and having decent standard of living. The person who is having all these facilities, the person who is obtaining all these facilities like good health and long life and good knowledge and decent standard of living, is measured by HDI, that is Human Development Index. So in India, what is the Human Development Index percentage is 129, and the least is Sri Lanka, 76. Sri Lanka is having 76 least human development percentage. Here we can see in this paragraph that, isn't it surprising that a small country in our neighborhood, Sri Lanka, is much ahead of India in every respect, and a big country like ours has such a low rank in the world. Table 5 also shows that though Nepal has less than half the per capita income of India, Table 5 also shows that though Nepal has less than half the per capita income of India, it is not far behind India in educational level. In terms of life expectancy at birth, it is in fact ahead of India. So our neighborhood country, that is Sri Lanka, is much ahead of India in every respect, and a big country like ours such as a low rank in the world. Our India has a very low rank compared to per capita income and life expectancy, mean years of schooling, human development index. So all these we are very low compared to Sri Lanka, and also Nepal is also having very good, though it is a small country and the per capita income is very less, but in terms it is also in leading position. Not it is in life expectancy at birth rate, it is more than India. So compared to other countries, India should be more developed. And many more improvements have been suggested in calculating HDI, and many new components have been added to the Human Development Report. But by prefixing human to development, HDR has made it very clear that what is happening to citizens of a country is very important in development. People, their health and their well-being are most important for the development of a country. Development is not only earning the more income and showing the more per capita income, but the development is the people should get all the requirements and resources to their home. Like everybody should be able to get all the resources like health and education. All these resources everyone should able to get. So that is the development. Not showing the more per capita income is not development. Now let us see development as progress over time. So some countries are ahead of others in terms of human development indicators. Coming to India, similarly, some states have better indicators of human development. Though within a state, there may be variations. Some districts may be more advanced than others, and some districts may be not more advanced than others. But within the states, the districts will be started to develop, like providing the good education to the people and good health service to the people. All these facilities they are providing to develop their own state by giving them some uh, facilities like ration and subsidies, so that people will be uh, come out of the poverty. To come out of the poverty or to eradicate the poverty, the government also will provide some uh, works work daily work to the people. And to eradicate the poverty, they are providing free school facility and good education, subsidy in health. So they are the government is providing good facilities to the people to bring the people out of the poverty and develop their state by themselves. They are not dependent upon other states. And what they think is everyone should be equal, and equally the people should be developed by themselves. Okay, now let us take an example of Himachal Pradesh. To answer this, let us look closely at what has come to be called the schooling revolution in Himachal Pradesh. It will be more interesting uh, after this, like what are the changes came in Himachal Pradesh. That is, there is no gender equality. All the girls and boys are equal, and girls are given most priority to send for the schools. To send to schools, the girls are given more priority, and the percentage of girl education has been increased. In Himachal Pradesh, at the time of Indian independence, the Himachal Pradesh had very low levels of education, and being a hilly region, it is on the hilly region with a low density of population in many villages. Spread of schools, particularly to the rural areas, appeared to be a big challenge. But now it is in the first place that in education and all the health facilities, and people of the state were keen on access to better education. The government of Himachal Pradesh is providing good education to the people, and government started schools and made sure that education was largely free or cost very little for parents. Further, it tried to ensure that these schools had at least the minimum facilities like teachers, classrooms, toilets, drinking water, etc. So these are the facilities the government has provided to the people in the Himachal Pradesh. So these facilities were improved and expanded, providing good education and health. Mostly they started improving the education facility in all areas, and more schools were opened and the teachers were appointed so that many children could study easily. Of course, to open schools and run them well, the government had to spend money. Among the Indian states, Himachal Pradesh has the distinction of one of the highest spending from the government budget on education of each child. In the year 2005, the average spending for education by the government of Indian states was rupees 1049 per child. On the other hand, Himachal Pradesh was spending rupees 2005 rupees per child. So we can see here in 2005, the average spending on the education by the total government in other states of India was 1049 compared to Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh is the only state which is spending rupees 2005 per each child. That means to provide all the facilities like good teachers, toilets, drinking water, books, uniform and all, they are spending per each child 2005 rupees. So here the high priority on education paid off. In an intensive survey on schooling done in 1996 and repeated in 2006, the surveyors noted the surveyors did the survey two times. One is in 1996 and another one is 2006. So in this survey in 1996 there is no proper education, but compared to 2006 the education level was developed or increased. Students in Himachal Pradesh came to school enthusiastically. That means they were very happy to come to school. An overwhelming proportion of students enjoyed their schooling experience. The teacher loves us and teaches well as well, said Neha, a girl called Neha from class 4 in village Chamba. So the girl is telling that we enjoy coming to school and our teacher is loving us very much. And children had dreams of studying till higher classes and aspirations to become policemen, scientists and teachers. The attendance rate was also very high in primary classes, but also among older children. So the attendance rate was also very high in 2006 in Himachal Pradesh. The norm in Himachal Pradesh has come to at least 10 years of schooling for children. So in many parts of the country, girls' education is still given less priority by the parents as compared to boys' education. Girls in other states and other countries, or in other states in the country, and in many parts, the girls are not given more priority for education compared to boys. While girls may study for few years only, the girls should study only for few years. They may not complete their schooling. A welcome trend in Himachal Pradesh is the lower gender bias. So I have already discussed about this, that in Himachal Pradesh they are giving more priority to girls also. There is no gender bias. There is no inequality between the girl and boy. All the boys and girls are equal and everyone is going to school for their education. Here we can see the norm in Himachal Pradesh. That means the rule has come in Himachal Pradesh that at least a child should study minimum 10 years of schooling. Every child should be in schooling for at least 10 years. And in many parts of the country, the girls education is very less compared to Himachal Pradesh. Himachal Pradesh, they are given more priority to girls. And one may wonder why the gender bias is less in Himachal Pradesh as compared to other states. We get the doubt why the gender bias is very less in Himachal Pradesh. And here we can see, besides the education, this can be seen in other areas as well. Child mortality, child dying within a few years of birth in Himachal Pradesh is lower for girls than for boys. In contrast to most other states, this children dying within a few years of birth in Himachal Pradesh, it is also very low because they are providing good facilities of health in Himachal Pradesh compared to other states. And one more major consideration is that Himachal Pradesh women are themselves employed outside the home. That means they will do the home work in the home and then they go outside, and what they want is they want to stand by themselves, and they want to stand by themselves by doing their own work. They should be employed and they have greater say in household decisions, including children's education, health, birth, upkeep, etc. Also being employed themselves, they should be employed themselves after being a mother or after marriage. Also the girl should be stand by herself, or she should be not dependent upon others. She should be self dare, and to get more respect from others, she should be respect, and also she should be dare, and she should stand by herself, and she should give more education and knowledge to her children, whoever she will give birth after the marriage. It has been seen that Himachali women have a comparatively high involvement in social life and village politics. Active Mahila Mandals can be found in many villages, and also women are very comparatively highly involved in all social life and village politics also. And there are many Mahila Mandals that are founded in villages. Here we can see the table 6 compares the literacy over time in Himachal Pradesh with the average of other Indian states. So progress in Himachal Pradesh, gender, that is females and males. Himachal Pradesh in 2001, that is 67. In 2001 in other states in India is 54. And males is 85, 75. That is literacy percentage of the genders, females and males in 2001 and 11. That is compared to Himachal Pradesh only one state, and compared to other remaining states of India. That means compared to India, the more literacy rate of female is 67 and whole India literacy rate is 54 in 2001. And after so many years, like 10 years, one decade, again the literacy rate was compared. Like in 2011 it was 76 in Himachal Pradesh and 65 is in other states of India. And the coming to males, in 2001 the literacy rate of male is 85 and literacy rate of India other states is 75, and compared to 2011 males literacy rate become 89 and 2011 Indian rate is 82. So compared to Indian other states and only Himachal Pradesh is top in all the literacy rates. That means they are providing good facilities and provided good education to the people to develop their state. So these are the two different progress about among the people, like how we can develop our state. So by giving more education in Himachal Pradesh, they started greater development in the state, and there is no gender equality there. There is a gender bias among the girls and boys compared to other states. Because of that, they are in leading position in the literacy rate. And here let us see the conclusion. So development is not, it should be like compared with the higher income of the country, that is per capita income. It should be not compared or calculated by measuring the income of the country. The development should be measured with the more education, good facilities of health, and proper facilities of roads in the country, and proper facility of transportation to the people. So all this comes under the development, not the people or average earning of the people or average income of the people. This is not the development. So the development is providing good opportunities to the people and develop faster, like transportation, education, food, clothes, shelter, etc. and etc. So all this comes under development. Thank you very much, students, and this is what I have discussed about the second chapter. So if you have any doubts, please comment in the comment section, and whatever the requirements you have, you can comment in the comment section, so that I can take the more videos and post in the YouTube, which will be helpful to you. And if you have any other doubts regarding the subject, you can please comment in the comment section. Thank you very much, and please like, share and subscribe social education channel, so that more videos can be uploaded, and the content, you can get more content and relevant information about the subject. Thank you.